So today we had mostly bearish movement on the dollar, and then that turned out to be mostly bullish movement on the QQQ. And I'll show you, I took 6 trades today, 4 losses, 2 wins. I'll show you the initial trade was right. It's just that I cut it out when I could see the dollar bottoming. But it turns out that the dollar still break down like in the first trade. And I could have held that trade till the end of the day, right until 350, but I took profits on the initial trade, and then the final trade, when I got the entire direction right, I was able to ride it for a few hours. So let's get into them today. So the first trade was at 9:31. So at 9:31 the market is open 1 minute so far, and on this candle I entered at 290.95. 290.95. So looking at that is on the dollar, could see it kind of breaking down pre-market. So I'm looking at pre-market thinking that the dollar is going to continue pushing down, and also that it broke below this daily support level twice. So it broke down here and it became resistance here, broke down. So I'm thinking the dollar would be mostly bearish for the day, which meant that I would be bullish bias for most of my trades for the day. So I had a bullish bias here, and I entered at 290.95. Close the trade at 9:34 for a profit of 52 at 291.49. 291.49. Looking at this trade, like I could have held this trade for the entire day. That was the lowest point of the day. Just the 9:30 candle was the lowest point, and you could have just ridden it right until the end of the day. I like when the day moves with more surety like that. So this was the first trade. 3 minute trade, entered here, exited here, just off what the dollar was doing. And also I saw the dollar kind of form a bottom here. When the dollar is forming a bottom, that means that the dollar is going to start going up. If the dollar starts to go up, that's when you see some bearish movement on the QQQ. So when it bottom here and start to rally up, that gave you that downward movement on the QQQ here. This is also some movement that can like trick you out of your position, because it's coming right down to where you're almost in break even, and you're like, I don't want to hold this trade back into a loss after just having a good entry. So some people would have jumped out. That's why I jumped out pretty quick as well. So the second direction was when I could, I'm seeing the dollar kind of break up. So this is why I flipped to the sell side on the QQQ, and I entered the same candle to the sell side. Let me see, to the sell side at 9:35, 291.13. 291.13. Okay, so I entered here to the sell side, and then I increased the position at 291.26. That's where I got it up to 125 shares. And then I closed the position when it started to go against me at on the 950 candle. Let me see. Oh, it's either that or it hit no, it actually hit my stop loss there at 290 on the 950 candle. 945 candle, but 292 exactly. Okay. Yeah. So this was a loss of 107 plus the $3 to just make the trade. So that was the first loss, and then this was the third loss now. This was the second loss now that I entered at 10:05. So 10:05, so it would be on the 10 o'clock candle to the buy side 290.97. 10:05. 290.97. And then I closed it on the 10:10 candle. Wow. So I'm looking at myself closing out this trade a bit early when I could have ride it a little bit more to the upside. Wondering why. At 10:05 on the dollar, we can probably see. Okay, yes. So at 10:05 on the dollar, we had a big push up. So this was looking like it was going to start to get very bearish on the QQQ. So I probably exited this trade just thinking that we would have had a lot of bearish movement. And then I sold it on the 10:10 candle at 29081. Okay. Okay. So this is where I entered, this is where I exited. And as you can see, I could have held this position a lot longer and still had gains from that. Okay, this is probably what happened. I flipped the position thinking that this bullish movement would have turned out to be more than just a breakup and then a reversal. This reversal really pressed for the QQQ to continue going up for the majority of the day. So this was the sell position that I took while I could see this bullish movement on the dollar. So this part actually faked me out. Okay. So 10:25 candle. Opened it at 29172. 29172. Okay. 29172, and I closed it. This definitely hit my stop loss at 29250. So that's when it really started to go against me. And that was within 5 minutes. 29250. And I'm happy it took me out because would have endured a lot more losses if I stayed in that position. So this is where I entered to the sell side on this trade, and this is where I got stopped out for a loss of 99 there. And then the final trade was a buy trade. Like right after then I could like see that the trend for the market was bullish, but bearish on the dollar, and I could just ride this for the rest of the day. So this was where I entered at 10:35. 10:35, and once it didn't hit my stop loss, I knew we would continue grinding up. So 10:35, that's this candle, and I entered at 29244. So I entered here to the buy side and closed it at 257. So I entered at 10:35, let it swing for the majority of the day and closed it at on the 255 candle. Okay, 29361. Right there. Okay, not bad. So this was the last trade. Held it for 4 hours, and it was a profit of 115. So just a continuation of the dollar pushing down. I could spot that the trend would have continued. However, looking at it, I could have sold on the 350 candle. But you know, the funding, with the funding, they close your trades out for you at 355. So that's with this broker. I think that's it for today. The dollar was just trending down. Tomorrow is the interest rate decision, so we're gonna see how that goes. Um, Predictions, I think 0.25, and the market continues to rally. Somebody has the inside information, but let's just see. All right, let's see how tomorrow plays out, and you're looking at above 29460, below 289.32, are just choppy, and that really just kills everybody. But that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.